Choices in isolation and other things drama school won't tell you. Chapter 8, The Enablers, Bullying, Betrayal, and the Bulwark. We are told a story that casting directors are our allies, that they go into battle for us, that they enter the room wanting us to be brilliant. For many hard-working, ethical casting directors, this is true, and they have our deep respect. But this narrative is also a shield, one used by some of the most powerful figures in casting to protect a culture of bullying, disrespect, and, in the most grotesque cases, a system that actively enables sexual predators. This chapter is about the enablers. The reason this is here is because people need to know not all the amazing agents and the most sought-after agencies are nice people. First though, casting. The examples of flat-out disrespect towards the majority of actors are not isolated incidents. They are a pattern that reinforces the power imbalance. There are several casting directors with terrible communication skills who are simply bullies. If you're reading or listening to this and asking yourself, if it's you, the chances are, yeah, it is. There is a very well-known female casting director who stops actors mid-monologue to disparage and belittle their choices. I know actors who have cried after leaving her room. Other times, she's acted as if actors aren't even in the room after their audition, failing to offer a simple goodbye. Another casting director was so rushed in an audition, she failed to set the camera on a tripod, holding it shakily in her hand and ruining the framing, only to then complain to the actor's non-powerhouse agent that the actor was unprepared. There is a male casting director recently award-winning whose rudeness is so legendary that actors are genuinely scared to enter his office. These are not high standards. They are abuses of power. They are designed to make you feel small, to remind you of your place. Perhaps the most telling anecdote involves a famous friend of mine before they were famous. A well-known casting director confused them for someone else. She treated them appallingly, hitting record without engagement, offering a lackluster thanks, and telling them to leave. Unhappy with the take, my friend politely asked to tape again. The request was denied. Then they mentioned they would be complaining to their powerful agent at a top agency. The casting director's demeanour changed instantaneously. She became capitulating, almost pleading. They reshot the audition 3 times. Her professional opinion of their performance transformed the moment she learned the name of their agent. This is the system. Naked and unashamed. Your talent is irrelevant. Your representation is everything. I remember being told by a friend of a friend who was auditioning in Spotlight with a huge casting director for a small role in a film that they had a very bad experience. They started the audition and the casting director was making no sense, and the actor believed this casting director was most definitely on a come down. The story goes the casting director was making zero fucking sense in the room. The direction was awful, and ultimately in the moment, the casting director grabbed the actor by the lapels and was ultimately sent over a table in retaliation. The actor didn't mean it, apparently. They said it was only a small push. I'd love to see the tape to confirm it. But beyond the bullying lies a more sinister layer of complicity. We now must discuss the very famous, well-known and respected agents who actively and aggressively cover for their creepy clients. We are talking about men who should not be in this industry due to serious sexual misconduct. These are not just psychological bullies, they are sexual aggressors. And you would not believe the names of the agents who have bent over backwards to ensure these clients continue their careers. Drama schools are sent cease and desist letters to silence whispers. They are told they must toe the party line. Casting directors in TV and theatre know the rumours. Many know the facts. We are told our safety and mental health are paramount, but meaningful due diligence is never carried out. The result is that women and men who are survivors of sexual assault by these individuals have to watch them fly high in our industry, celebrated, nominated for awards, and given platform after platform. It is a profound disgrace. Female artistic directors have stood on stages and promised survivors that casting would change, that rehearsal rooms and film sets would be made safe for all. But from where we stand, nothing has changed. The platform was used to talk the talk, but the walk never happened. The powerful agents ensured the flow of work continued, and the system closed ranks. #MeToo, #NeverAgain. What these agents seem to have forgotten is that while they may have dealt with numerous allegations and complaints in-house, whether at a drama school, theatre or film set, the police haven't. By shielding these men, by finding them work and rehabilitating their public image, these agencies are not just being amoral, they are opening the door for future offences. They are complicit in creating future survivors. They have blood on their hands, sanitised by legal contracts and non-disclosure agreements. As an actor who grafts, who creates work for others, and who has been recognised for writing and acting, it boils my piss something awful to see some of the creepiest, most dangerous people sustained and protected by this industry. The survivors must feel destroyed. The dangerous and damaged actors' continued presence is a stain on everyone. The message is clear. Your safety is less important than an agency's commission. Your dignity is less important than a casting director's orders. Your protection is less important than a producer's box office. Your talent is less important than your agent's postcode. This is the rotten core. And it is why a collective demand for transparency and accountability is not just about fairness, it is about basic human decency in an industry that allegedly is all-inclusive and accepting. The ultimate price of entry. There is a final, depressing layer to the industry's culture of conformity, one that extends beyond casting rooms and payment disputes into the realm of basic human morality. In a time of undeniable global crisis and genocide, the silence from our most celebrated actors is deafening. I cannot feign excitement for your new TV show, your film, or your award nomination when I have not seen a single public utterance from you condemning the slaughter of children. We see the evidence every day. We hear whispers within the industry that taking a stand for human rights might cost you roles. So, take a long look at your heroes, the household names who have shared endless promotional content and award show selfies, but not one word for Gaza, Sudan, or the Congo. This reveals the pathetic final truth. I once saw these stars as the beneficiaries of pure, unadulterated privilege, gifted opportunities by their powerful agencies. Now, I must add, my opinion of them is weak-willed, scared, and spineless. It is extraordinary to hear actors claim, "I don't want to be political," as if genocide is a political stance and not a matter of fundamental humanity. With my tiny platform, I have done what I can. It may damage my career in the long run, but I don't care. My moral compass remains intact, which is more than can be said for the celebrities who remain silent. Modern-day stars have been fully assimilated. They are not just products of a biased system, they are its most compliant ambassadors. Is it a personal choice? Are they told to be quiet? Their silence is not neutrality. It is an active choice. It is the ultimate price of entry into that gilded room, and it is utterly, morally pathetic. Conclusion. A fairer stage. The evidence is undeniable. The system is broken, but it is not unfixable. A fairer industry is possible, one where talent, not connections, is the primary currency. One where every actor has a genuine shot at building a sustainable career. One where the success of a project is shared by the many, not hoarded by the few. If change isn't going to happen, if the status quo is to be protected at all costs, be honest about it. A message to the majority. You can make a living in this industry, but if you are outside the elite agencies, it is exponentially harder. You will have to graft and hustle like no one's business. It often astounds me that drama schools invite back the graduates who were signed by amazing agents and became famous quickly to give talks on how it is. It's laughable. Their experience is a lottery win, not a blueprint. What drama schools need to do is invite back the jobbing actors, the ones who have shown after years of sustained presence that we are the sustainable ones. We are the ones who know how to survive. We are the ones whose famous actor friends text us after being out of work for 3 months saying they're considering giving up. That is the privilege gap. They have never known the decade-long grind. This book is 16 years in the making. It is born from frustration, confusion, and the slow, painful acceptance that we were sold a lie by our drama schools. The status quo does not want you to read this book, but everything in it is verifiable. I'll say that again. Everything in this book is verifiable. I want you to investigate for yourselves. See this book not as the final word, but as a platform to jump from. Knowledge is power, and in this case, knowledge can save your mental health. It really can. There will be those, safe and sound within the system, who will deny, disparage, and belittle this research. I have tried to answer their predictable criticisms in the Q&A which follows this. No matter what, they will conclude I am a bitter, twisted actor, and that if I were any good, I'd be playing the leads. Let them. I am just a working actor who has noticed the injustice in an already unfair, skewed, and unbalanced industry. It shocks me that more people don't see it. So why should I not collate the evidence? Why should I be content with forever being a guest artist? What is the point of being here if we cannot demand better? What's the point in being happy with your lot? I don't even want to be famous. I want to be able to have a mortgage, have security, and with my CV, I should have that, but I don't. I am asking you to investigate. Use your IMDb Pro account, another necessary outgoing, to confirm what I have written. Trace the agencies behind the casts of your favourite shows. They want you to remain starry-eyed, dreaming of breaking through. The chances of that happening outside the elite agencies are very, very, very rare. This is not a disrespect to agents at smaller agencies. You know the lay of the land too. Just admit it. Drop the ego and stop comparing yourself to the top tier. You know your clients aren't being considered in those rooms either. We are all kidding ourselves unless we admit it. I know how hard you work too. This setup isn't allowing you opportunities either. And you can, like me, be in award-winning, record-breaking shows on screen and stage, and it does nothing for your career. It just doesn't. The benefits flow to the leads and the solid supporting roles from the powerful agencies. That is the reality. I am writing this to help the majority. It often feels like screaming into the void, but I am assured that the majority of working actors will echo every word in these pages. If you have read or listened to this and thought, yeah, I knew the game was to get represented at the top, then congratulations, you've accepted the status quo. But if you're shocked or finally have the data to confirm your suspicions, then the question is, what do we do? First and foremost, en masse, we need to cancel Spotlight. It is unfit for purpose. Life-changing roles are not found there. They are allocated on private lists. Spotlight is a blatant rip-off, a glorified website hosting your CV that sustains a myth of access. The industry needs a new, transparent platform, something like a talent collective, built on fairness, not exclusion. We need to break the mindset that spotlight is essential. It clearly isn't. We must fight aggressively for something like the collective return model, for transparent, equitable profit sharing that values every contribution. Everyone should be able to make a living. We must create our own work, using platforms like YouTube to bypass the gatekeepers entirely, as outlined in Chapter 7. We must speak up. The silence of the majority is what allows the few to maintain control. Some will say this entire argument is built on my own failure to secure a top-tier agent. They are welcome to that theory. But a career of 16 years suggests the issue is not a lack of talent, but a surplus of years. I entered this industry late, and the powerhouse agency's obsession with youth over experience is one of their most unspoken biases. But do not mistake this for a secret. I remember a conversation with a very powerful agent. In a moment of startling honesty, after I laid out the very injustices documented in this book, they leaned in and said quietly, "You know, we've had it too good for too long." They know. They have always known. This book is not an exposé of hidden truths, but a public confirmation of what everyone whispers behind closed doors. The first step to change is saying the quiet part out loud. This will require courage. It will require unions to negotiate aggressively for new models. It will require producers to think beyond the easy option of the usual suspects. It will require actors with leverage to speak up for those without. But it is possible. It starts with booting open the closed doors, burning the private lists, letting casting directors cast instead of dictating to them who the leads should be, and building an economy within our industry that rewards everyone who helps make productions tick. The curtain has been pulled back. Take your space and reach those at the back with your voice.